Namanda, bits 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 namanda. Gasho. Namo Amida boots. Namo Amida boots. Namo Amida boots. Namanda boots, namanda boots, namanda boots, namanda boots, namanda boots, namanda boots. Hello and welcome once again to the Tri-State Denver Buddhist Temple's YouTube channel. This is the service for January of 2023. And welcome to our 4th calendar year of doing YouTube services, starting all the way back in 2020. It's amazing we've been doing it for this long. I hope that you've been able to come enjoy the Buddha Dharma with us here on YouTube. Service order for this January of 2023 service will be Sanbujo. You can find Sanbujo on page 35 in the Blue Denver Service Book. Following Sanbujo, we'll be chanting Sanbutsuge. You can find Sanbutsuge on page 53 in the Blue Denver Service Book. We'll then have a reading of gratitude for the Jodo Shinshu teachings. Find a copy of Gratitude for the Jodo Shinshu teachings in the description below this video. And then I'll be giving a Dharma talk on how Jodo Shinshu Buddhism is for literally everyone, and that we are all embraced by the vow. So I hope you stick around for that. If you don't have a copy of the Blue Denver Service Book, well, don't you worry, because if you look in the description below this video, you'll find a hyperlink to a PDF inside of a Google Drive that you can download, put on your desktop, print off, and share with a friend, because only with the Blue Denver Service Book can you chant along with us here on TSDBT's YouTube channel. And if you're in the Denver metro area, please feel free to come down to the Denver Buddhist Temple at 1947 Lawrence Street at 9:30 in the morning to enjoy service with your fellow Sangha members. But most importantly, remember, no matter what, you are welcome in Jodo Shinshu Buddhism. No matter who you are part of this teaching. And you are all embraced by the vow, just as you are, Sono Mama. Have a wonderful, amazing, and great day. And you are always embraced by the light. Namo Amida boots. Koingen yingi ijin mungo kunyoze enmyo muyo tosha nichingan mani
shikohenyo kaishin onpe yunyaku jumok nyorai yongen chose murin shongaku daion koru jipo kaimon shoijin sammai chie itoku muyo shisho keiyu jintai zennen shomun hokai gujin jin no kungon gaitai mumyo yokunu seson yomu ninyo shishi jintoku muyo kukun konai chie jinmyo komyo hiso shin no daisen ganga samun zai sho kado shoji mifu geinat fuse joy kainin shojin nyoze samai chie ijo gose tokumu fugyo shingan isai kuku isai dayan keshi unmut yakusen no kuman muyo daisho shunyo ngoja kuyo isai shito shomun unyo no kensho fukyak inyo ngoja shomun sekai bifu kake mushu sen no komyo shisho henshi shokok nyoze shojin ijin nanro ryonga samun koku no daich goshu kimyo dojo chozet kokunyo nayon nimu to so gato I mean donan isai jiborai shon shinen shonjo itonga koku keiraku wanon komun shinmyo zenga shinsho honga no hiriki shoshoyo jipo seson chie munge Jodo shison chinga shingyo Kedo shinshi shoku dokuchu Gagyo shojin ninja fuke Namo 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 Ganyu shinku doku byo no sei sai dohon bonai shin Ondokusan rako.
Gasho. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Please join me in Gasho for a reading of Gratitude for the Jodo Shinshu Teachings, a message delivered by Gomonshu in 2021. Gasho. Gratitude for the Jodo Shinshu Teaching. Namo Amida Butsu. Entrust yourself to me. I will liberate you just as you are. This is the calling voice of Amida. My blind passions are embraced in the Buddha's awakening. So the Buddha calls to me. I will liberate you just as you are. Gratefully responding to the Buddha's call, I find that I am already on the path that leads to the Pure Land, and the Nembutsu flows freely from my thankful heart. Living with the Dharma as my guide softens my rigid heart and mind. Gratitude for the gift of life I have received frees me from becoming lost in greed and anger, and allows me to share a warm smile and speak gentle words. Sharing in the joy and sadness of others I shall strive to live each day to its fullest. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu. Welcome once again to the Tri-State and Denver Buddhist Temples, and I am so excited to share the Buddha Dharma with you once again. I am so lucky to get to impart and try to share our great master Shinran Shonen's teachings with you today here on YouTube. Before we start, I would like to read a poem I received, a little saying from one of my really great teachers. And so if you join me in Gasho as I read it, it's called How to Listen to the Dharma. Listen as if I am listening for the first time. Listen as if this message is for me alone. Listen as if this is the last chance I have to hear the Dharma. Today I want to read a short quote from the Jodo Wasan. The Wasans, the hymns on the Pure Land. And this is the 5th and 6th. So these are actually some of the Wasans that you may normally chant in Shoshinge even. So if you join me in Gasho once again. The liberating wheel of light is without bound. Each person it touches, it is taught, is freed from attachment of being and non-being. So take refuge in Amida, the enlightenment of non-discrimination. The cloud of light is unhindered, like open sky. There is nothing that impedes it. Every being is nurtured by this light. So take refuge in Mida, the one beyond conception. Namo Amida Butsu, 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 Namo Amida Butsu. So I really love these. I've gotten to chant this so many times in the Shoshinge and when you do the Wasans, and it's just one of these really amazing things we write. And there's one word I want to start with, and that is non-discrimination. Non-discrimination. So this Jodo Shinshu Buddhist teaching is non-discriminatory. Amida-sama, the compassion and the love, is non-discriminatory. There is no one who is outside of the compassion of Amida Buddha. There is no one who this teaching isn't for. There is no one who can't feel the compassion, love of Amida Buddha and respond back with true gratitude. Namo Amida Butsu. It's a very hard thing to hear. It's a very hard thing to hear. But the nice thing is, no matter what, it's there for us when we can hear it. So we live so much of our life like hiding behind our masks and hiding behind our glasses and putting on a shell that, is what we think people need to see. Or putting on a shell that describes how we should possibly act in society or how we should act one way or another, when inside, we maybe sometimes don't see ourselves. And I think that's a really difficult thing because we all try our best and we do what we can. But the nice thing is no matter what shells we put on, no matter what we do, we are embraced by the light of Amida Buddha. No matter where we go, we are embraced by the light of Amida Buddha. No matter what happens in our life, we are embraced by the light of Amida Buddha. We're embraced by the compassion of Amida Buddha, the love of Amida Buddha. It is the torch in the long night of ignorance. No matter where we are, no matter how much we can't see what's around us, no matter how we are blinded by our greed, anger, and ignorance, we are touched by Namo Amida Butsu, taking refuge in the Buddha of infinite light and life. And we are the people that are directly meant for this teaching. And the reason I bring this up, something reminded me about this. So I'll walk up to the camera here in a second, but I went to Costco. I love Costco. I don't know if you guys are Costco fans. So Costco is like one of these great companies, right? Because almost all their money is made through membership fees. And they don't really make much from selling things. And so they sell items at cost or really low. And I think across the world, whether I've been to Costco, this is great. I've been to Costco in the United States, I've been to Costco in Canada, I've been to Costco in Australia, and I've been to Costco in Japan. And every single country, you can get a hot dog for about $1.50. They make sure that you can eat cheaply when you go shopping there. I think it's one of these really amazing things, and they're a company that makes sure everyone's treated really well, like an ethical company, if that's a thing that we could talk about. And like, I'm not one to really define what ethics are, because I don't know if I really know what they are. But, Costco is really awesome like that. And so, I go to Costco and I go shopping and I buy a lot of my favorite things. I'm a huge fan of Monster energy drinks and things like that. And so I buy cases of Monster at Costco because that's the only way I can be this peppy. One of the things I also bought was this Kirkland Signature Extra Strength Rapid Release Acetaminophen. So let me walk up to the camera. And so this is for when I have a headache, right? It's my Tylenol. It's my, off-brand Tylenol. And it says extra strength rapid release, and it has these blue and yellow capsules in there, right? So I assumed that inside here is some special gel or bits or bots or whatever in there, right? Because it's, oh, let me pull one out. How about we look at one together, okay? And so I assumed that in here, this pill right here, that there was something special in there, like some sort of, gel or anything else. And I saw a post on Reddit, of all places, where they're like, you wouldn't believe this. And so I said, well, what wouldn't I believe? And you can twist and pull. And as it turns out, inside there is just a capsule. It's just a normal capsule. I mean, it's probably rapid release. It probably dissolves pretty quickly. I think a lot of Tylenol dissolves pretty quickly. A lot of acetaminophen does. And then you have two little caps on the outside. It makes it look special, right? It makes it look special. It covers it up. It makes it be what it wants us to see it as. And for us, for foolish human beings, this works really, really well. These capsules work really, really well, right? Because we see what we want to see through our eyes of greed, anger, and ignorance. We see covered up so we're not really seeing what things are. We don't see things truly as they are. Amida does, though. Amida sees us truly as we are. Amida, through the compassion and the love, sees the sorrow that is in all of us, sees the happiness and joy that is in all of us. And in knowing that, we can also then start to see the happiness and joy in ourselves. And we can start seeing the happiness and joy in each other. And when we realize that the light is touching us, no matter who we are, whether we are wise or foolish, whether we are good or bad, whether we are loved or lonely, whether we are tall or short, fat or skinny. I'm both tall and kind of chunky, so I like that part. Whether we are funny or not funny, whether we are rich or poor, whether we are learned or we can't read, we are the target for Amida's vow. And it is only ourselves that put on our capsule covers. We do this to ourselves. But Amida sees right through it. Because in there, the Buddha is in there. Everywhere we look, the Buddha is there, saying, you are embraced and you are loved, and you will never be forgotten. You are embraced and you are loved, and you will never be forgotten. So if you are a straight person, you are embraced and loved. If you are a gay, lesbian, bisexual person, you are embraced and loved. If you are a transgender, transsexual person, a non-binary person, you are embraced and loved. If you are a person of any race or ethnicity, you are embraced, seen, and loved by Amida Buddha. That compassion is for you. No matter what you are when you watch this, that compassion of Amida Buddha is for you. And as we realize this and as we see this, I think that what Shinran writes on Notes and Inscription of the Sacred Scroll becomes very apropos. We truly know it is the great torch and the long night of ignorance. Why should we sorrow that out of eyes of wisdom are dark? Amida's vow is the great torch and the long night of ignorance. We should reflect that, although our wisdom eyes are dark, we need not despair. So even though we can't see the capsule on the inside of the gel caps, even though we can't see, this wonderful branding thing right away, Amida can. And the light penetrates right through that. No matter what guards we put up, no matter what we do, we are the ones that are the target of the vow. You know what that means? It means you're good just as you are. Shinran walks around and he doesn't tell people, only you. He says, everybody, everybody. And in that everybody, when we see the Nembutsu, it glows out through us. When we realize that we are the target of the vow, it glows from us. And we then become a person who can help others and share this Namo Amida Butsu, this other power, beautiful Pure Land teaching. And so let's take a day, let's take a moment, let's take a second, let's take an hour to realize that we're embraced and to say, thank you, Amida. Thank you for seeing me. Thank you for taking the shells off my acetaminophen. Thank you for, liking the me that eats the $1.50 hot dog from Costco. Thank you for liking the me that cuts someone off in traffic. Thank you for liking the me that donates money to the poor. All those things. It doesn't matter what we do, because they're small. What matters is that we are embraced, and that our birth in the Pure Land is completely and utterly settled. So I hope you can feel that love inside. I hope that no matter what and where you go and what you do in life, you can say Namo Amida Butsu everywhere. And that, like the Gomonshu said, it can go through our anger and greed and make us wonderful and happy people. And let's spread that happiness and joy to everyone. And let's welcome everyone that we can find into this Nembutsu, Jodo Shinshu Honganji Ha teaching. Let's do everything we can to open the doors wide and provide a giant path so they can also then feel the joy that we feel from saying Namo Amida Butsu. This teaching of non-discrimination, this teaching beyond conception, this teaching of refuge in Amida Buddha, this teaching where we are nurtured by the light of the vow. Please join me in Gassho for the Jodo Wasan. The liberating wheel of the light is without bound. Each person it touches, it is taught, is freed from attachment to being and non-being. So take refuge in Amida, the enlightenment of non-discrimination. The cloud of light is unhindered, like open sky. There is nothing that impedes it. Every being be nurtured by this light. So take refuge in Amida, the one beyond conception. Namo Amida Butsu. 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 Namo Amida Butsu.